So when someone grabs you, go right for the groin, go for the groin, and hit at the chin. Okay? So I grab the shoulders, the groin, boom. They hit the groin, I go right down, right to the chin, boom. I say use that combination to knock someone out.
When the lights go out or the shelves run bare, most folks panic. Don't be that guy. My Patriot Supply Survival Starter Plan gives you real food, sealed to last 25 years. Toss a kit in the closet or the truck, and you're all set. Get 10% off at preparewithCumberlandUnfiltered.com and be ready before the next storm hits.
Welcome back to another episode of Cumberland Unfiltered, coming to you from Cumberland Tavern Studios. I'm Caleb, your host. Tonight we got Jason.
Yep, I'm back after one episode vacation.
Yeah, you weren't here last time.
No, it was a emergency school committee meeting. Well, not emergency, but it was a regularly scheduled, but it was an important one. So,
and then we tonight we have if you came here for Brad's laugh, you're not getting it tonight. I'm sorry, he's not here tonight. He had an important business meeting. So filling in for him, because Brad is such a personality, we have two people filling in for him, Matt.
Hey, folks.
And Jack.
Hey, what's going on?
And tonight we have, I'm going to read you in here, buddy. I'm not really great with reading, but so some people fight to win, some fight to survive, and a rare few, they fight to understand who they really are. Tonight, we're sitting down with the man who's lived every round of that truth. From the roar of the UFC crowd to the silence of building his life. He walked through pressure, pain, and purpose, and came out standing. He's not just a fighter. He's a teacher, a builder, a father, and the kind of man who turns his story into strength for others. The gloves are off. This one's about what comes after the fight. Welcome to the table, John Doomsday Howard.
Thank you.
What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
So we started doing this, as I was telling you before, more civic-minded, and we got more into human interest and talent-centric, and your name popped into my head like in the beginning. You can ask our assistant producer. Your name popped out of my mouth as talent-centric from the very beginning, and I'm ecstatic to have you on.
I'm excited, man. A lot of guys y'all listening, you don't know if that meanest man know this for years. When CES, he used to hold the flag every time before I won some fights. I remember specifically. When I knock someone out, you was holding the flag, look right at you, and I give you this kind of wink, like, watch this. And then, so it brings me back, man. So this is all full circle, so thank you again.
Hell yeah. And did you even realize that until I showed you that picture?
No, I wasn't sure, man. The way I processed, I was thinking, like, okay, I know that face. I put that face, so it was going. Then we put the picture, I was like, there it is. So I was like, yeah, so I got to tell you, man, listen, man, I never said this before, man. There's been so many times you came out there, man, and people don't know your career that you served for our country, man. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
But when you came out, man, and you did that, man, and a lot of people understand, right before the fight, hearing the national anthem, that amps me up, and to see you, and we have that, that connection, I was just like, oh, watch this, I'm going to do it, like. And then you see me right after, it was me and you hugging, man. And I really appreciate that. It's, believe it or not, it's little stuff like that you remember in the fight.
Yeah.
Because it's that what's that same sequence? The almost same sequence every time I win is like for most of half the fights I saw you, and that let me know like, oh, it's gonna be a good night.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That little memory, I appreciate that, man.
And it was the rest of the team, the CES team, knew that too.
Yeah.
And that's why whenever they gave me that jacket, they had you actually present it to me.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. But Jason, he was in the military too. Actually, were you
respect.
guys?
I was in the Guard.
You were in the Guard, and you as well.
Yeah, so Matt and I started out in like '92 doing long range surveillance stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and Jason and I went to Afghanistan together.
Nice. Does Jason's was he just as lazy there as he is here?
No, actually, he's calmed down quite a bit. He we had to pull him off people back there. He was Law Dog 26 back in the day.
Talk about
so he's
fighting,
mellowed
right?
out.
That's what's up. Well, I actually want to say to all you, thank you for serving, guys. Anytime I see people who serve, I just want to say thank you because they compare that to fighting. Actually, what you do is more important, and actually it takes more balls. I don't know. I have the balls to fight, and I don't know if I have the balls to serve. That's the honest truth.
I think you would.
So
what were you gonna say?
So can I say something on that?
Yes, sir.
So I don't think that's true, right?
Really?
And here's the reason why, man. Right? So like when Jay, I'm gonna ad lib a little bit here. Like when
that's the
Jay asked
point.
me today, like, "Hey Jack, like, do you still follow UFC?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Kinda." I'm like, "I know Mackenzie Dern's like really hot," and I'm like, "But I'm happy to come in tonight, right?" And so when I got home from work, I started researching you, and the more I started to learn about you, it wasn't about the fighting. And then I got excited because what I realized is with all your trials and tribulations, like you're a man that gives back.
Thank you.
And that's service. And it just so happens that Matt served, I served, and Jason served. We just served in a different like medium or venue than you do. And you serve every day. And I just commend you for being a servant to every person that you touch and meet.
Thank you, man. That
All
means
right.
a lot.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And is there a connection between you two? Like you guys walked in like you knew each other from like way back.
Oh, we're like decades long friend. Like
We're
probably
letting your
20
fun in your
years.
mouth a little bit. And talk.
Probably like 20 years we've been friends. I bet
Yeah, at least
No
far
kidding.
more than that, man.
Yeah.
At least.
since the start of his career. Like
Yeah.
I started fighting in '98. You started what 2003?
Yep. 2003, 2004. Yeah.
You ever fight him?
No,
Nah,
no,
nah.
no, no, no.
Like, let me tell you, like, what Matt Santo is to me. He's like inspiration. He's the one that started the pioneer for MMA fighters like me. As a matter of fact, it's because of his attributes, what he did to the sport. You know, I was able to go to the UFC because when we were fighting, it wasn't necessarily legal.
No, it definitely wasn't. Like my first 3 fights were all illegal. I paid to be in all 3 of them. And that was before they even made gloves. So like
Talk
if you,
into the mic a little
oh,
bit. Sorry.
that was before they even made the MMA gloves. So if you fought, you fought barehanded, and like practice was with like football lineman gloves
Yep.
and things like that. They didn't have gloves yet. So I don't ever look at myself as a pioneer. I just did it before other people. Somebody would have done it if they were born before me. You know.
You can always tell a real fighter though by their ears. Oh, there it is.
There is.
There it is. Yep. Anyway, John, take us back, man. How'd you get started in fighting?
It's crazy, man. It actually started in a situation in Job Corps. I went to Job Corps to train as an electrician. And I met a guy named James Stokes. He was a freestyle grappling. I didn't necessarily know what grappling was. I knew what UFC was, but I didn't really know what MMA and certain things I didn't know. But so he introduced me, and I told him, "Listen, you know, I know how to fight. I have a little like I'll call it street boxing, like amateur days of that, like practicing." So we went to the gym, and we sparred a little bit. He kept taking me down and just beating me up. I don't know what he was doing. He was putting me in chokes. I was tapping out. And I got so frustrated. I was like, man, can you teach me what you're doing to me, please? I don't know what's happening. So he kind of took me under his wing.
How old were you?
I was 17 going to 18. I was just going to Job Corps. And got to Job Corps, turned 18. I trained under this man for like whole year. And the funny part is I wasn't even supposed to be training because they found out they didn't want us doing it, but he was kind of slick about it. But I started training there, and from there I graduated Job Corps with my electrician's apprenticeship, and then from there got to Boston because the Job Corps at that point was in Limestone, Maine. So I went from Maine back to Boston, Massachusetts, and found a jiu-jitsu school, and just took it from there. I started training, and a year later started fighting.
Do you do anything with electricity right now?
I still do. Actually, like a lot of people don't know, like I'm still kind of a nerd, and I love being a tradesman. But when you're an electrician, that's one of the trades. Like every 3 years, you have to. I don't. I mess up my quote. I might be wrong, but I think it's the ECW book, but it's a special electrician book
Yeah.
that you have to get every 3 years to stay on par. I haven't messed with that book in years.
Yeah.
So I know my bases, I know my stuff, but because what happened is as my electrician career was going, my MMA career was going. So it came to a point where I was at like my potential journeyments. It was the journeyman's electrician or MMA UFC. And UFC gave me the call first, so I went there. So I stayed apart long enough, not as I should have as an electrician, but I know enough so where I could still fall under someone's apprenticeship.
Okay.
That's a good skill to have, definitely.
Oh,
Two
thank
good
you.
skills.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Jay was Jay when he got out of the military. You did stuff with boats, didn't you?
I went, so I got through the VA, I got a disability, and I went back, they call it Voc Rehab, and I went back to be a boat, not a boat mechanic, but a marine tech. And there was a lot of, there were 2 electricity classes in that, so nowhere near what you went through. But yeah, I went and got a certification, and then I just never did anything with it.
It's okay. You don't have to do stuff with your skills as long as you have the skills, right?
Yeah.
Bet you never had to hire an electrician to wire up any or fix any of your electrical stuff, did you?
No, not really. Well, actually, I hired people to pass the permit.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, listen, just give them a little cash and I do the rest of the work.
You get permits, really?
Yeah.
I don't bother with that process.
But only when, honestly, I only get permits when it goes like to the main line. But when
gotcha.
it's the technical rule is, as long as it's not to the main line, you could play around with it, Don't say too much about it.
So you grew up in Dorchester.
Yes. I grew up in Dorchester at a time frame where it was called the red zone. It was really dangerous.
What is that? Tell us what that means, the red
All
zone.
right, so the red zone in Dorchester at the time in Boston, it was one of those zones where even cops didn't go to because of a lot of gang violence. There was like shootings. Matter of fact, the house I stood at, somebody literally got shot up to like 2 floors from me, and they came downstairs, and the police had to come to my house to make sure they wasn't there. It was a whole situation. So that was the atmosphere I grew up in. So the atmosphere, one thing I remember how crazy my neighborhood was, where I couldn't come home to my mother and said that I got into a fight, and not necessarily lost, but didn't fight back. So it was one of those things where, let's say I got bullied, I went to tell her, and I didn't fight back. She'll make me go outside and fight.
No kidding.
Right? You have no choice, because she's like, I'm not gonna be here to protect you. I can't here to hold your hand. So the only way you have to survive is to fight. So coming from that rough neighborhood, and especially that neighborhood where cops tread softly and all like that, more often than not, you got into fights. Even if you don't want to, like, I was the guy trying to avoid the fights. I want to go to school. I want to do the right thing. But when you come from the neighborhood, sometimes you're a subject of your environment. So a lot of fights I had to be in, I didn't want to. I just did it. But I did it for my protection, just to make sure I could have that. But once I held my ground, I had my name for myself, I was easy to walk around. I was not easy, but I was a better situation. I could walk around with my head high in the neighborhood.
Sure. My he's 14 now, but he started when he was 3. My kid, he was taking karate, and he got up to like a brown belt, and you could tell whenever he was taking it, his posture and his self-worth was a lot more elevated, because they feel, I don't know, there's just something about it that makes you feel
Karate-ish?
Well, not karate-ish, but like you're confident.
Yeah,
you're not
strong.
stronger. Like you're not really afraid. 'Cause most kids, they walk around, they're afraid, right? Would you say that?
So Matt teaches kids. So I think some kids. What about your son? Are you teaching your son anything?
Give me the mic. I'll tell you. Yeah, I teach some kids, mostly like children of people in my gym. I train mostly adults.
Talk more in the mic there. Sorry.
And I've always talked about it because I had to deal with it.
You
With one
can
of my,
tilt. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
One of my relatives, their kid was getting bullied, and I'm like, hey, I can send some of my tougher kids down there, or I can teach them how to, a couple of moves to defend themselves, or we can train jujitsu, and they'll just start walking around in a way that doesn't get bullied. Like,
Yep.
I'm not a big guy. John's not a big guy. Neither. I don't think people pick on either one of us.
Oh.
Like, no one's ever really tried. No one's like, when
Well-
people are acting up, they don't act up near me.
Well, they see your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't always bald.
You don't mess with anybody that's got the cauliflower ear. I'm just saying.
You'd be amazed. I grew up working in bars in Providence, like through my that always like supported my gyms. And bouncing in Providence, I was not a big bouncer. I was usually smaller than all the other bouncers by like 60 pounds.
Yeah, but
But I carry myself a different way,
but you had that calling card
Yeah.
that most people don't have, and if somebody's smart,
If you want to have your son learn something really useful, have Jack teach him his scissor sweep. Oh yeah, he's got this
All right, tell us
unbelievable
about the scissor sweep, Jack.
We used to do. I don't know if you know Jimmy Connor. Yeah. So we hired him for the the team. We had a fight team. We were going down to Georgia, and we were taking I think it was 10 guys, and once a week he would come in for a couple hours and teach the guys that were fighting, and then some other guys that would just want to come and hang out and learn some jujitsu, and we had these live bouts where they would come out and do a little bit of slapping and jujitsu. And Jack came off of the sideline. He immediately tried to do this scissor sweep on who was it?
It might have been like Labonte or somebody.
So he's making fun of you.
Well, it's an inside joke.
It was the worst thing I ever saw in my life.
So he's making fun of you.
I don't claim to be a martial artist, but hey, I want to ask a question about.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
so
sir.
you mentioned presence, right? So one of the things I read about John today was about teaching women,
Yes.
and I'd like to hear more what do you tell them about safety and situational awareness and stuff like that? What do you pass on to them?
Well, I teach women the way I teach my daughters. What people don't know, I have 3 daughters. Yeah, wow, I'm an old man. I have one 23, 22, and 18. About to be turning 18 actually next month.
You really are old.
Yeah. I'm up there, bro.
I'm just messing with you.
But no, I teach them, the way I teach my daughters is to be awareness and self-defense. And I teach real life situations. So I teach the basics like hip toss, someone grabs your arm, how to get out that. Then I teach, and this is all optional when you teach me. I let women know, listen, I could teach you situations that can work, then I could teach you situations that are more delicate. Someone bigger than you, what you really do if you feel this won't happen. Because what people understand, when you go into a panic attack, they sometimes people freeze. And when the technique's not working, you freeze more. Like, I did this, doesn't ruin it. So I tell women, listen, this is the safe way to defend yourself. Then this is a brutal way. So with their permission, I was like, do you feel comfortable me teaching possibly to kill somebody? And they say, yeah. So what it is, I teach all the sweet spots between eye gouging, ear gouging, fish hooks. I tell you about how to attack the throat. Real simple situation. I tell women, listen, you get someone bigger than you and everything on it, get the ear, rip it off. Okay, do something. Eye gouge. Like, listen, you have nails. Even little weapons. I teach, if you have keys, get your keys, put it between your hands, fists. Every live situation, not only in jiu-jitsu and all the other arts, but if it else fails, if you get somebody who has a little bit of skill, or even know a little bit what they're doing, now I'm going to teach you to put a situation where if you feel that threatened, that you can use left and right situations. I teach you have to decipher that situation. I can't have it to you, but I put them in a situation where I put them in the corner. I'm like, all right, I'm a random guy, and I surprise them, and I grab them or something like that. It's like, see, this is what happens, and I shock them. Most girls shock the first time. When you see that what happens, we want to prepare. But now, look, I'm going to tell you, you're going to do X, Y, Z. You start telling when someone grabs you, go right for the groin, go for the groin, and hit butt the chin. Okay? So I grab the shoulders, the groin, boom. They hit the groin, I go right down, right to the chin, boom. I say, use that combination, knock someone out. So for an instant, if you freeze, look, and you hear knee straight up to the right, straight to the middle, follow with the forehead. So then I call it a fight or flight. In that situation, you would decide to either fight or flight. But that instant reaction allows you to finish your opponent or get away.
So I assume that you wear a cup every time you go to training.
Definitely. I wear protection, especially with these women, because women have the sharper knees. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. So you grew up in an environment that you always had to fight. And then one day when you were in the Job Corps, you met a guy who knew some skills, actual skills, and you wanted him to start training you.
Yes.
How long from that point to the first fight that you had in the Octagon, how long was it? Or what went into training for that?
So when I went with him, I started training. He taught me about what MMA was. He taught me about Gracie. He taught me jiu-jitsu. Honestly, this guy's James Stokes, and James, don't get mad at me because I know I don't use your real name. I really think to this day he's like this guy who was an assassin and just disappears, because he does stuff like he comes to Job Corps, shows everything. He was just so skilled that he disappears for months at a time, and he was the only student that was allowed to do that. It was like definitely one of those. he was definitely an assassin.
Assassin allegedly.
Yeah, exactly, allegedly. But he taught me enough to like survive in the basis of grappling, what jiu-jitsu was and what the theory behind it. And he told me, he's like, listen, man, you have real talent. And he pushed me. Like, I can't follow you because of my lifestyle. But if you go to get your skills and you find another gym, do it. And when he told me that, when I graduated Job Corps, I believed him and I went forward with it. Just from his little training. I actually trained for him for a good solid year. I was 18 to 19 Job Corps. And then as soon as I graduated, went back to Boston. I found a school named Brazilian Martial Arts Center and took it from there. My career just ran.
Marcello.
Marcelo, yeah. That's right.
Where did you guys meet, though?
Oh,
pull the mic to you.
All right, so I probably commentated on some of his fights for Combat Zone before I met him.
Combat Zone. So you was with CES.
No. Combat Zone was a guy named Bruce Marshall, and it was Northern Mass and sometimes in New Hampshire.
Okay, sorry.
And I did commentary for him. I did matchmaking for him. It was back then. Everybody did something extra. He coached and cornered and fought in the same night.
Sure,
everything like that. And I just remember him coming around and whipping people. And then I really noticed him because there was another Doomsday. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
There were two Doomsday.
I
forget who the other guy was. He wasn't as good as you, obviously. But that's when I'm like, oh no, there's only one Doomsday.
Exactly, because he was Doomsday and I was Doomsday. That's right.
Yeah. That was.
So that brings up the topic. Where did that nickname come from?
All right. So the nickname John Doomsday came from is I was trying to find a nickname to fight, and at first I was supposed to be John Superman Howard. And I was like, listen, guys, that sounds good, but that's too perfect. That's too much girls apple pie. I don't want to come with this like, man, S in the chest. I want to come with a little grungy, little craziness, a little scary. So my brother, shout out to him and Ansley, a brother from another mother, said, Doomsday kills Superman. And I made a joke. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be John Doomsday Howard. We started laughing, and we kept saying it. And I looked at my brother. I was like, I think I'm Doomsday. I was like, I'm taking that name. And then from there, John Doomsday Howard.
Nice. And where did you use it first?
My first Combat Zone 2004 Combat Zone, and before that I was originally the Doomsday, then became John Doomsday Howard, because it was like John the Doomsday Howard. I was like, no, take that thou out, and John Doomsday Howard. It was a better flow.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah, and then we hung out. The first time we hung out was, I want to say, 2008. No. Is before that, 2006 or 2007. We hung out one-on-one. They were doing some event in Providence.
Oh. Yeah, that's right, the tattoo event.
I didn't even know him that well. Like, it was the first time we chatted, and I remember this. I'm like, I came away with such a nice feeling towards him because I called him Ron Howard 15 times to his face. 15 times to his face.
So now you're a director.
He never corrected me. He's never like, hey, man. And then he walked away. I'm like, yo, that dude Ron's real chill. I really like talking to him. And they're like, Ron who? I'm like, Ron Howard. He's like, Ron Howard's from Happy Days. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I called him Ron to his face like a lot of times. Like, we were friends. And I'm like, that made me like him even more. And I'm like, you know what? I'll never mess up his name again.
I'm sure he got a lot more bad names than that.
Oh yeah,
growing up.
I remember that, right? Because I got it. I was like, Ron. I was like, oh, from how? Yeah, you're right. So I was like, with that, I just let it fly. But let me tell you another story. What he did. Same convention, okay? There was this girl. She was a tattooer. I wanted a picture with her, right? I was like, yo. I said, Matt, can you take this picture? He was like, yeah. So he took the picture, right? It was like when the digital cameras were like $300, and he had the loop wrapped around his hand, and he plays the trick at everybody. He was like, oh, and he put. I never forget it. And I lost everything, and he caught it. I never forget. I was like, bro, that moment, I was like, I love this dude, because that moment he took my heart away. But he was, I'm just playing. And ever since then, man, I was like, yo, this dude is awesome.
That's crazy.
That was fun. That's one of my favorite moves.
What do you think, Jay? What do you?
Still does it.
He still does
it.
Bro, yo, you freaked me up so much. I was like, you just gave me a heart attack. Cause I know, dude, that was awesome, though. Good stuff.
That's funny. What do you think, Jay?
Oh, what?
About that? Yeah. Have you? Do you
About
do
dropping
that
someone's camera?
Has he done that to you?
Well, I don't know Matt that well.
Oh,
we've crossed paths here and there.
Yeah.
You know, travel in the same group, same type of personalities. And
you're
people.
better off, Matt.
I'll get a move on. I'll get something on you. I'm tricky. I
You're
can't
better
help
off.
it.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I know Jack, and Jack's not that smooth.
No, I'm pretty blatant and like
He's a good
right
cook.
there.
He's a good cook. No, actually, you know what he
Fat
is?
man
smooth.
likes to eat, right?
He is smooth. He stole my damn tarp.
I did steal
He
his
never gave me
tarp.
that tarp back. Anyway,
Jay would get mad at me in Afghanistan because I would have barbecues with my Afghans. I'd go out and I'd buy some goats from some farmers, and my interpreters would kill the goats for me, and we'd start cooking up. But I needed something to keep us out of the sun.
Gotcha.
So he stole my tarp.
So I borrowed a tarp.
Borrowed.
He fought in the sector next to me. Like he was literally like blowing everything up, and I was like the chill guy. And I was just kind of like riding around the countryside, like buying goats and like having barbecues. And actually, we were at like Banda Sardé, which was like this nice little like watering area with fish in the water. And then we hear about this Yahoo in the sector next to us. Blowing stuff up?
Did he at least invite you to the barbecue?
The barbecue was over. He was like in his
Actually,
t-shirt.
no, we did once because we went over to your place.
So he took the tarp and he didn't invite you.
Once is enough.
Anyway, I didn't want to derail
Hey,
anything. I'm just saying that's his only move is thievery.
I got another question for him.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, so how did it feel saying your nickname or phrase to Rogan?
Oh,
Because I saw that, I caught that clip, man. I was like,
yeah.
that's freaking cool, dude. It was
yo,
here comes the doom. And I was like, that's bad, dude. Like
Bro.
that was really good stuff.
Number one, I want to tell you, thank you. You know what it is? Seriously, thank you, because that clip's hard to find. UFC took it down.
You find it?
Yeah.
You have it?
Yes,
Send it to him.
please send that to me. It's hard to find. Only way to get that clip if you bought the original UFC DVD that you say that. But yeah, they took it down for years, man. And the fact you had,
I just watched it.
yeah. Oh, bro, I gotta find. Thank you, man. That you don't know how much that makes because that clip. Like it went viral back in this day, and then it got shut down. But that was my whole saying. They started "Here Comes the Doom." I remember even Santos back in the day. They had a song. Like I used to come out, used to become "Here Comes the Doom." It was DMX. It's actually "Here Comes the Boom," but everybody used to say "Here Comes the Doom." So it was like always sound bites. So through my career, I always have sound bites, and that was wrong with Joe Rogan. I'm so glad you found it. Yes,
I'll get it over to Matt.
Thank
or
you.
Jason.
Thank
we'll get it
you,
over to
man.
you,
Oh,
man. Yeah. So that really vibed me up. I like that.
Oh no, thank you, Meg. And that being said, shout out to Joe Rogan because he always loved me. He always came up for me. He's another New England head from Massachusetts. He doesn't really say it a lot, but he is. But because of that, man, he always put me on clips. He always like repost my stuff. He always give me great interviews. As a matter of fact, a few times when he did that, I found out I don't know he was supposed to do that, but he rushed in there and give me the interview. I was like, yo, thank you so much. So Joe Rogan is actually that dude always looks out. So I appreciate that.
You could tell he was psyched to like go and talk to you. Like his energy level was high, and he was just engaging with you, and that was like a great after fight interview, man.
Oh yeah, man, I love that dude, man, because every single time, because what it is he see me, he's like, what, my New England brother, like that's like my brother's, and because of that, and he knows how the Boston area is, and because of, he always supported me. Like every time he came to Boston, he'll hit me on Instagram, to go to one of the shows. Eddie Bravo, he came to Boston. I went to one of the shows. I chill with him sometimes. Anytime he comes down, if he stays, he trains with me here and there. But every single time, Rogan's always been looking out. Like he's one of those guys, man, that when he sees his own, he always recognizes. And what I like about him, he's quiet about it, bro.
Yeah.
And people ask me, how can I put it out there? I was like, no. I was like, me, Joe, we had an understanding relationship where it's more of a friendship and it's a thank you. Where every time he does something, I don't want to post him like I do here and there, but it's more like, yo, thank you for even recognizing me and giving me that clout, man. Because I told you that helped my career. So I thank him, and I always kept like a friendship, personal level with him. Like, and
I'm surprised,
he's the man for that.
I'm surprised he hasn't had you on the show. He said your name on his show a couple times.
Well, actually, it's not that he has me show. It's just his schedule is so busy, and the time I was supposed to go on the show when I knocked out Ray Cooper, because that's the one famous for like doing
Was
that.
that the first UFC fight?
No, that's like one of the first PFLs, the second season.
Oh, okay.
And Ray Cooper was as big. It's funny, he was a champion after I knocked him out. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, in a minute.
But I knock him out. Joe Rogan, gets yells for me, gives me all the clout I can, and then I'm like, man, thank you. And when that happened, because I was in my in that PFL, I couldn't time it from training camp and get to him because between his schedule and my schedule, the PFL tried it because he gave me so much props, but it didn't happen. But because of that, that's why. But besides that, man, he's always
so
been
you
great.
were supposed to be on his show.
Yeah, they were working on the PFL on him. They were in cahoots, and then they couldn't find the scheduling.
I'm lucky we got him first.
Nice.
So what was your first UFC fight?
It was UFC. It was Joel St. Pierre versus BJ Penn. UFC, I believe, 94. Wow. I just
You're
heard
old.
that. Oh, yeah. I just heard it myself, bro. Wow. Yeah, UFC 94.
And where was that?
That was in Las Vegas.
Did they use Doomsday?
Yes.
Howard.
Yep, John Doomsday Howard. Fun fact about the fight.
Yeah.
I got fight of the night. Me and Chris Wilson.
No kidding.
We got fight of the night over, and it was a big deal because somebody came up to me and was like, "That's impressive that you got fight of the night over BJ Penn and George St. Yeah." And I thought about it. I was like, "Yeah, that is
Yeah,
impressive
it
because
is.
that was one of the biggest things. We got fight of the night over them."
So walking out in the ring that first night on the UFC, the first UFC, what did it feel like?
Oh man, I was so nervous. It was one of the most nerve-wracking things because they don't explain to you the long walk. They don't explain to you there's a walk, but there's a pre-walk. The pre-walk you don't see on camera. It's like, all right, they call your name, and you walk to this highway, and they stop you. Like, all right, they make it look like you just walked the locker room. They're like, all right, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever the count is, that you go, then you walk. But that walk's long. Usually, the reason why that song's playing so long because it's that goddamn walk. That's serious. You're so nervous, but it's funny. After that walk and you sitting there, you kind of warm up. My first experience with UFC was when I got comfortable. It was the lights. It was the same lights in Club Lido's. You know those lights, those bright eyes, hot lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same lights in the UFC. It was only years later on they went to a different light bulb. But as soon as I came on, I was like, "Oh, Club Lido."
There you go.
That's what happened.
That's awesome.
What was Club Lido?
Club Lido was this place in Revere, Mass, right near the T station.
Pull that.
It was a club in Revere, Mass, right near the T station. They used to do fights. Combat Zone did fights there. So did Dragon's Lair.
Yep.
But what was their fight league? They were WFL.
WFL. Yep.
Yeah. And it was insane. This is back in the days of same day weigh-ins. This is also in the day of walking in and getting a fight that night. People
Yeah.
showed up with their gear. Like that was the early. I'm sure, John, if you've never gotten a fight, I'm sure you've gotten offered.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's Dave, and that's why I lost my tooth against Mandela. Yeah, that was a crazy fight. Yeah, it was back in the Wild West. And actually, to tell you the truth, if you really want, we being nice about it, that was truly Kumite days. That was that was even worse than Kumite because
we had guys weighing in with their beer cup, same day weigh-ins, weighing in with their beer cup next to them, with their beer cup, drinking beer at weigh-ins.
Yeah,
and that wasn't like one guy; it was guys.
Yes.
I know multiple guys who would show up.
Remember the drunken master? Who was that? The guy who's drunk and he used to fight. Yeah.
My boy Jerry, one of my favorite people in the world. I'm not gonna say his last name.
No. Yes.
This dude's the baddest man in the world. He once fought Dave Minay, who was a UFC middleweight champion. And my buddy Jerry, he's like, I'm getting hit. I can't think of a way to stop his kicks, so I just started leaning into it and trying to break his ankle with my ear. This dude is the man. He would drive 4 hours, 5 hours, and show up. Hey, can I get a fight? Matt, can you corner me? Yeah. I would have like 4 and 5 fighters in the night. I'm like, just jump in my locker room.
Wow.
And I would corner him. He would just show up and he would drink multiple beers before he fought.
Wow.
Bro, there was a time ago he beat a guy named Mandela Caputo. That guy who broke my tooth.
He beat Mandela.
He beat.
Yeah.
He was drunk, and I forget. He's like Doomsday. What should I do? I'm like, dude, you're lit. He was like, don't worry about it. And let me tell you, this guy Mandela's legit. He broke my tooth. I mean,
nasty.
He is nasty. I caught him with a heel hook, but it was barely what I beat him. So here's Jerry come like, I'm gonna fight him. I'm like, bro, that's Mandela. That's scary. He's like, corner me. I was like, all right. He was so drunk. At the third, he made it to the whole fight. The third round, right? I'm in the corner with him, and he was like, I gotta puke. He puked a little bit, took some water. He's like, all right, I got this. Beats Mandela. I can't believe it. Beat this Mandela. Then he comes out, and then like after the win, he's in like the raising his hands. He's sitting there like a drunken master making fun of Mandela. But he was like, "What you thinking?" And I says, Jerry, I won't say his last name. I was like, listen, I respect you. I was like, I never want to fight you, man. He's like, why? I was like, yo, you beating one of the hardest guys I barely beat. I had to took everything out of me to beat him. You're drunk. And you got through 3 rounds with him. I was like, bro, you are truly a drunken master. It's like, respectfully, if I ever see you on the mat to fight you, the answer is no.
Done. That's it.
Jerry's a
At a time.
like a white-haired blonde kid.
Yeah.
Who can hit windmills at will.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he grew up deep in the inner city. He's a slick boxer. He's got great head movement. Like excellent fighter.
Yeah.
Excellent fighter. You don't get to fight a former champion just because you're okay. I refereed his first fight. I hated him the second I laid out. He came out for his first fight ever in cut off jean shorts. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, we had
stop
crazy
everything.
times.
Daisy Dukes?
I go, you got to put on regular shorts, man. You can't fight in jean shorts. You're going to cut somebody with your zipper. I hated his guts the second I saw him. But after that, I love. He's a true warrior.
Yeah.
Like that's like he said, that was Kumite. Like everybody who fought in that era was different. It was much different.
Totally different, dude.
Oh yeah.
How much did you make on your first pro fight, John?
$200.
Are you serious?
I got 3.
I'm just serious.
I got 3.
Wow.
It was
I had to
tough.
drive to New York though.
Yeah.
So, did you fight with CES before your first UFC fight?
So I got into UFC, and then when I got kicked out of UFC, CES took me
Gotcha.
into their league.
So, why'd you get kicked out of UFC?
I could finally say it because
Yeah.
I'm free. Honestly, politics, man.
Really?
It's really politics. UFC, I want to thank UFC for everything they did, but they're not always great to their fighters, man. I experienced both ends. I've experienced being on the good end of the UFC and the bad end of the UFC. And when you're on the bad end of the UFC, it's hard, and it's just messed up politics, man. The way they promoted me, I didn't want them to promote me that way, and they did. And I mean, it still worked out for my career, but not the direction to go in, because they promoted me as this guy with a lot of heart, which I love, but only had boxing. Versus where I was, I had jiu-jitsu, I had Muay Thai, I have all these accolades. So if you actually go to my UFC old school profile, when I walk out, my talent was heart and boxing. And that bothered me. I was like, yes, I have heart. Yes, I have a boxing, but give me more. Give me more. I had 6 submissions going into the UFC.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? 6 submissions and like 3 knockouts going in. So I was like, I understand you want to, make me look like this big brawler. Great. But give me all my attributes.
What about, do you think maybe they were trying to make you look like the undercard and all? Because didn't you win that fight? You said?
Yeah. So I kept winning and they built me up. And then when they stopped building me up as his knockouts, and it's funny because they built me on knockouts, that's when kind of took my career off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, still to this day, one of the best knockouts, I came in, I think 3rd place behind Chuck Liddell. It's the flying left hook against Dan Robertson. And that was one of the first times he's saying that. And then I put him out. That's when I told you when I was hitting someone.
Yeah.
And like, it's not that like I wanted to kill him, but what it is out in emotion, I don't know to stop because I see the ref, but the ref don't stop me. Maybe he's thinking he's still okay. So you keep going. So in that situation, people ask me in the interview, how come you kept going? I was like, because the ref didn't stop me. If the ref doesn't stop me, I'm not stopping. Because it takes 1 second to you second guess something, then the whole situation is
flipped. Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen it 100 times in the UFC where the guy stops because the ref hasn't stopped him, and he thinks the guy's knocked out, and he comes back and wins the fight. The guy that should have been knocked out.
Exactly, and that's why fighters, when in a situation, I call it like I play a game with my fighters, the 3-second rule. Oh my God, here's 3 seconds. You're in the fight. When I ask you a question, you have 3 seconds to decide. You're in the fight. You're winning this fight. Winning or losing this fight depends on your career. But now, to win this fight, you got to kill this man. Do you kill this man? You have 3 seconds in. Do you kill him? 3, 2, 1. You lost the fight.
Yeah.
You lost the fight. It's a mess up decision because I know Coach been there. You've been there, and you're like,
Oh.
that's why you freeze.
Yeah.
Because you have to make it that decision. Do I finish him, or do I depend on the ref? And if you depend on the ref, you might lose the whole fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you fought twice with the UFC.
So before I went to CS, I was 1, 2, 3, 4. I was 7 fights in with the UFC. I have 4 straight wins.
4 straight wins.
4 straight wins, yep, and then 3 straight losses. After the 3 straight losses, they told me basically I can come back, but kick me out. They're like, rebuild yourself.
Gotcha.
So they kicked me out. I went to CES, became their middleweight champion, and I was their champion for I think 2 or 3 years. Then from there was an opportunity for the UFC to fight Uriah Hall. It opened up.
Boston.
And in Boston, Boston, that's right. And then from there, I went back to the UFC as an 85er.
And I think that fight was the main card was Conor McGregor.
Yes. No. I actually, fun fact.
Yeah.
And I can say this. I love this. Conor McGregor was actually on my undercard. I was on main card. He was on undercard.
No kidding.
Yeah, bro. I have that picture. So
Hell
like I always like tease him like, yeah, just to let you know, you was on my undercard. That's why you blew up. So, but just play with it. But yeah, I always remember that. Yeah, but it's funny. Even on the undercard, he was blowing up. I mean, the cameras were on him. I'm gonna forget that. I was like, Conor, I was like, you're gonna be that dude. I knew it.
So fighting in Boston, that must have been a drastically different experience and feeling than fighting in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause that's your people, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I love fighting in Boston because we're Boston. I mean, I'm sorry, we're the best. I'm sorry. We're the best Bruins, best Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots, you name it. We're just the best. I mean, right now, we're the best in the NBA with the most championships in Boston. Come on. Nothing needs said. That'd be said that fought in, I know it's called the TD Garden, so I'm going to be appropriate, but I call it the Boston Garden. That's the way I grew up.
Gotcha.
So I told everybody it was an honor to perform in the Boston Garden because you go see the Celtics, you see the Bruins. I don't care, like, whatever. If you're a Boston boy, you go to all the sporting events. And I've been to all of them. I've been to all the baseball games any time. It doesn't matter what sport. If it's New England, I'm behind it. But to be an athlete and perform, especially at the Garden and win, oh my goodness, it was a dream come true. I always wanted to do that when I started MMA. I never thought that dream would come true, but that night, oh my goodness, I still watched that fight and relived that night because it was in Boston.
I remember I was watching it from Buffalo Wild Wings, and when I saw you win, I remember shooting your text, man, congrats, that's awesome, and you responded to me, and and everybody I was with was like, what? Anyway,
I appreciate that, man.
So I feel like we're getting close. I know you have a hard stop,
you're good.
And I want to make sure that we get to the crux of this. Like, that's your fighting career.
Yeah.
And you tell us what your stats were in the fighting. Like, what did you end up? You ended up winning a lot.
Yeah. So my stats after that, my fighting career. Right now, as we stand, I'm 14 fights in the UFC. I'm 7-7. So I'm actually technically 0. That's the way I see it, because 7 wins, 7 losses kind of equal out. A lot of people don't leave the UFC with that type of record. Usually it's a losing record.
But you have a 50 fight, like you've fought 50 times.
Oh yeah. All over the world, man. Because I fought in Brazil. I fought in Abu Dhabi, Canada. I traveled the world fighting, not only for the UFC, but other leagues.
Yeah.
So I've been all over the place. I fought in other leagues like PFL, IFL. I know you remember that. That was like back in the day. It was just so many different leagues. But right now, my career, 7-7 in the UFC, and PFL, I believe 4-4. And then when I think about my other records, right now, I believe my record is 29-20, something like that. And
more wins than losses.
Yeah,
I know you have one draw.
Yeah, one draw. So and that's why it equals up to 50 because of that draw.
Yep.
So yeah, man. I mean, and even it's all that I tried bare knuckle boxing once. That was my 50th fight technically, and I didn't like the way it ended because I got hit in the eye, or I think I got cut, whatever. But the doctor stopped it. I felt I could kept going. And I tell everybody, listen, it was a good fight. Props to the kid, he caught me, but I'll let to see the second round because I believe I could have caught him.
Yeah. So after the ring, when the lights turned out, you so what people don't realize, and I want to go back just a little bit, but not too much. But the reason that one of the things that happened during, so you've had quite the tragic experience in life in general. And it's amazing to see the upbeat attitude that you have based off of everything that you've been through.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I experienced I'm gonna go on capitalize when you talk about what people don't know. So in my family, we experienced gun violence, and it's like I don't want to get into it because for my daughter, and she comes to the age where she kind of want to like, Dad, I didn't experience it, but she's 18, so I give her respect. I experienced gun violence with family, and that also helped me to open a dojo I have now, Doomsday Defense Dojo, in Easton, 479 Easton. That's where my career is going. Another lights off. I'm going to more teaching and helping and giving back to the community and teaching like the next generation of fightings. And real important too. Like I like to teach. You said earlier, a woman, right? Because what it is, because I have daughters and I know the men out there, the potential danger. I want to make sure when I teach, I want to do self-defense that I give real life situations. I don't know if you heard this call, but we call them McDojos, which basically is a McDonald's McDojos. Yep. And what pisses me off passionately too is I hate when they teach these women BS, and it's like, no, that's a theory. That's not going to work. Where I teach, it's like, here's a real situation to the point where if it works on me, it's going to work on the average man. If I can come in here and this move work on me and I'm skilled, anybody else, you should be good. So that's my passion. I want to make sure that people are safe out there. And what this is like, I believe in the Second Amendment. Okay, I have my license to carry, but I believe everybody should have it, especially women. And when I teach them, like, listen, if you don't have a gun, okay, I let you have it trained like you are a weapon. I'd rather you not need it than not need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want them to need it.
Yes, I don't want them to need it. Thank you. I don't want them to need it. I'd rather you have it and not need it. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I teach out there because it is a dangerous way out there, especially for the average person. Even males, the average person, males understand like there's more attacks on males than females. Yeah. Okay, it's just the more victims have it is females because females are looked on upon, so it's an easy attack. But I always want to teach them that any way you live a life, you can be safe.
Yeah. So I was going to ask how you teach people to be tough. But you kind of said that to Matt over here already. You kind of talked to him about how you do it, like what's your tactics and stuff. Do you have is it a lot of people that sign up for your dojo?
Believe it or not, I have a lot of females, and I have a lot of private clients. I don't post a lot. I mean, the main clients I have is college, Stonehill College. And shout out to Stonehill because I was able to do a seminar, a defense seminar on campus, and now they come to my school every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But I have a lot of private clients where they don't want to expose themselves. They really want to know what I do in situations and test themselves. And I show them. I even have high level like MMA fighters, grapplers that come get me. I come get ready for them, and they don't want to show the trainer. They don't want to show any techniques that they have that discouragingly. So, and that's why with my gym is open to the public, but it's private based. So basically, the way I train is, you gotta have a private group up to 4.
Gotcha.
And from those 4 people, we can train what you want: jiu-jitsu, MMA, self-defense. It doesn't matter. But you could also, I have a situation where I have do class offerings. You could come to the class, or if you want to, you can even create your own class. Where, if you schedule it, okay, I'll let you move in with times. If a group of people, you only want that group of people trained, I could do that. And a lot of people do that because some people get weirded out training in high groups, especially kids. A lot of the kids in a high crowded situation, they don't get the attention they need. What I want to make sure you get that one-on-one attention you need, and not just going in and just being on a match, not really learning nothing. Right? That pisses me off too. I'd rather have a situation where you're on a match and you get something. If you don't get everything, you get at least one thing, and then when you come back, you get 2 things, and you come back 3, and that's the way I like to teach.
So you teach kids then too?
Yes, I teach all ages, kids, adults, anybody want to do self-defense, I teach.
Hey, so like one of the things that I admire about Matt as a teacher is that he's not afraid to let his students ask questions. Yep. And so, someone might say like, hey, can't you run whatever this way? And the first thing Matt will say is like, well, I don't know, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. And then we experiment. And I think that is like a masterful way to let somebody really learn how to do something. Yeah. And the way that you're explaining what happens at your school sounds similar because it has to adapt. To be effective, it has to adapt to the individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I recognize with both of you.
And Matt, you do that too. You teach kids, right?
Yeah, I have the...
Tell us where you teach. That way
my gym's at 999 Main Street.
So you see these things, you can tighten them up on the side. That way you're not like...
Look at me. I'm almost an electrician too. I'm at 999 Main Street in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, Suite 112. I'm the first gym in Rhode Island, the first MMA gym in Rhode Island. I opened in 2000.
Yes.
And I've been at it a real long time. I've trained.
So just kids or everybody?
No.
So I might come to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I would go to him, but he's far away from me.
Yeah, I'm 3 miles down this road.
I live in Cumberland.
Yeah. I'm like, not 3 miles, probably 7 miles from here.
Hey, I second that. I told you earlier before. Thank you, Professor Matt Santos, because through our career, spent times he helped me in training sessions. I mean, even CES a few times.
Really?
So yeah, you CES a few times, UFC. That's when I was in White you came down to help me. So like, yeah, if you get to train with Master Santos, please do, because even me, as I'm John Doomsday Howard, and I like to take the credit, but I actually take the credit that helped me in my career, and he's one of the professors that did. So thank you again. It was.
Thanks, John. Hey, so like John said, the teachers teach, and last time we trained together, I want to say, or the last time I trained with you before a fight, it was when you were with at Jorge's gym in
Yes.
Wilson. I had 2 shot knees. I was like probably 6 months out of surgery, 6 months before surgery, and if you ask me a question, I'll train. If somebody wants to train, I'll always train. And I'm sure John's taught somebody a lesson, not a beat down lesson, but a lesson at a restaurant or at a breakfast place. I've definitely gotten on the floor numerous places I shouldn't have been to show people jiu-jitsu. And that's just the nature of like the art itself, but definitely our generation too, because
You don't want to go at it right here in front of the camera? I'm just kidding.
So I mean, what I get from both of you is that it's about community
Yes.
and family and culture.
Yes.
So, I did prepare a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if it's the right time to ask, but, we agree that you give back and that you're a servant to people.
Yes, sir.
And I completely admire, respect that. And
Thank you.
I'm totally humble to you. I would like to know, like, when all is said and done, from like now until whenever the end is, whenever your end is, like, how do you want to, like, what do you want to do before then? And how do you want to be remembered as a human?
So my plan, as a human and as an instructor, I want to be human. I want to be remembered someone to give back, and I want to be that instructor where to tell people, it's not my art, it's our art. My thing is, I'm introduction to the pathway, and I want to be the reason why you start this pathway. But when you start it, go for it. The one thing I teach with my students, right, especially I get a lot of guys who want to do MMA, and I tell them, listen, no disrespect to like the politics of MMA, I just can't do it. I can teach you the physical attributes, but I can't deal with the politics. I'm done with that. I'm going through stuff right now to speak with the UFC. If you don't know, so there's a whole lawsuit. Crazy. I don't want to get too much into that because I don't want to say too much about it.
Yeah, but you're free now.
I'm free now, so I'm like, yeah. But with them is I like to teach the skill and get you there. So if I could get you to a certain skill where you can hang with the best, actually I got a student right now, I'm teaching him, and I tell him I'm teaching you so when you go to your have little schools, how to be ready and susceptible, because they're gonna want you. I want to make sure they want you. And what I'm gonna do is, like, if they want to hit your career, yes, what I could do is teach you the skill level. Now, the politics, I tell them straight up, listen, if you want to get the fight and there's politics with it, I'm not dealing with the politics. I could point you in the right direction, get the right sponsorship, get the right managers. But when you get to that, understand the world you're going into. I tell them my experience, okay, and tell them, listen, my experience was so different than most of the others, where I'd rather be that instructor who's about your skill. Everything else, the politics, I'm a better instructor. I don't want to get into that because it's a whole trickle line. I tell one student, people forget, when John Jones became the champion, Rashad Evans and him trained at the same camp. Okay, and that's crazy to me. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be training you, then your training partner's right there. Like, oh, okay, well, guess what? Now you're fighting for the championship.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree 100% with John. Like,
That don't make
the
sense.
politics is like, it's hard. The politics are hard, and like, John, you've seen, how many people have you seen leave a gym because they had a loss?
Oh,
Like,
Oh.
as an instructor, as a coach, I take none of the credit, all the blame. But the thing with fighters they are the exact same way. They take none of the blame, all the credit. And if they mess up, oh, you must have let me hanging. So I train very few people for the ring or for the cage. I teach people martial arts. I'll teach you how to be a fighter, but I'm not. I'll coach you, but I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to deal with promoters or anything like that. You know, I like my peaceful life.
yeah.
That's awesome. So you've been through fights, been through loss, success, rebuilding. What is strong? Like, what is strength? Like, what? So I feel like we live in a generation right now where, everybody's heard the term, strong, or rough times make strong men make good times make weak men make hard times, and then the cycle starts all over again. I feel like we're in a generation right now with a lot of weak men.
Yes,
and we're going into a hard times.
I have to agree with that, man. And notice I feel sorry for my daughters because these men, they're not natural men like they used to be. Like when I was coming up, so coming to these times, I tell the young men, listen, do something constructive. If it's not at least train them. I'm more biased. I want you to train because I know you're at least doing something, but be active. You got to do something because nowadays these men that out here that think they're men, they're not real men. Even these podcasters and everything, and a lot of these like the Jake Pauls and everything, and people looked up to them. I'm like, I don't really consider them like necessary. Not to talk so much trash about Jake Paul, but I don't see them as real men because the way they're portrayed. What I want to see for this generation is a little more self-discipline and a little more motivation and a more want to better yourself. A lot of these men nowadays are so spoiled because they're now, like you said, strong men create weak times, and I'm gonna say us as men, we create these weak times, and these younger generation of men are create another weak time for them.
Yeah,
you know, so it's sad. It's sad to see, but what I want to see, and hopefully I contribute that is hopefully show them another way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even get into a situation where that I hate hearing this all the time. I hope I don't get this in trouble. Masculinity being toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
I really hate that. I say it all the time. I'm like, okay, this toxic masculinity, but not toxic femininity.
Yeah.
It's not toxic this. Like, why is it toxic to be a man? Why is it toxic to be strong? It doesn't mean I gotta be a creep and all this, but a masculine man is the one who builds houses, who takes care of the family, stuff like that. And seeing that, it's hard to tell the next generation that, listen, masculinity is not toxic, and to do the cleanest form of it. And every time you do the cleanest form of it, it's re-ramped as toxic.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them. I'm hoping that I could teach that, even though society sees that you have to have your own mind and go about your own way.
So you teach your the kids in your gym that, like, you try to talk to them about that when you're training them, or you try to keep out of that type of
I actually play a tightrope line, and I play the line where I just keep it not necessarily not always neutral, but I just say my people, like, listen, I believe this. Right? I tell them I can see both sides of the possibilities. I don't get into my personal beliefs, but I tell them, but as a man and the way I was raised and through the code of honor I have, I try to pass down to them. Like, listen, you can have a different opinions of anything you want, but as a man, as a respected man, you should still have this respect for yourself.
Or take responsibility.
Yes, definitely, and especially I tell my students, a lot of problem with this generation is no accountability. I hate that. You have to take accountability. Listen, I couldn't hear another thing. Like, listen, I know you couldn't make it. Take responsibility. You couldn't take it. I'm sorry. I'll do better. Say that. Don't say it was this, it was that. Like, even if it's their fault or somebody else's fault, still take that responsibility because I had to. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I don't force that on my, but I just say, hey, listen, this is how I handle it. How do you handle it is up to you. This is my way, though.
Cool. So I don't want to keep you too much longer. It's pushing the clock, and I know you said you had to get out of here at a certain time.
Definitely.
But I really appreciate you coming down. It means a lot. I appreciate you guys filling in for Brad. You guys,
my pleasure.
You guys are far more intellectual than Brad. No, I'm just kidding.
So I gotta say that the whole beginning days of the fight, game. I mean, we should do an entire podcast just on the underground fight club thing.
Yeah.
Hey, so
we'll have you back for that.
I want to come to that because we have stories.
Yeah. Matt, this time it's got to be a long form, like 2 hours or something.
No, Matt Santos is definitely the original because when we lived together, he would drill Marlboro Reds, right? While he's reading like every kind of book on martial arts, from like Aikido to Kung Fu, like crab, like whatever it was. Like Matt was like reading and killing his body with smoking Marlboro Reds. This is like probably like 93 or something like that. But that would be a great show.
Definitely. Real quick, I just want to plug in 479 Turnpike Street in Easton. Doomsday Defense Dojo. Offering classes. So guys, let you know. You can email me or go to the website, Doomsday Dojo Defense. So you can schedule it anytime you want, your privates or schedule. So right now we have a thing on. So if you could get people that want to schedule a class at a certain time, okay, I could literally create a class for you. If you get a class of 4 or 5 people, and I have a situation you create the class, and that's your time. That could be your time stamp for forever.
And if you do, tell them that you're doing it because you heard it here on Cumberland Unfiltered.
Yes, you do it because you heard it at Cumberland Farms. Thank you, thank you, good guys.
Also, one last thing,
yes, sir.
I didn't say. I think you're past your first. Are you second degree black belt?
Actually, I'm a third degree. I'm
Nice.
third degree. Yes, thank you.
Years it's been. Nice.
Yes,
So
bro.
Doomsday is not just a boxer with heart. He's
Right.
a third degree. He's had his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is very difficult to achieve, for 9 years, and that's
Wow.
9 years of active usage of that black belt. That's something to accomplish. I'm very proud of you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Actually, you're gonna be proud of me too. I gotta tell you, I went to IBJFFF. And I came in first place in Nogi as a black belt.
Oh, at the pins?
Yeah.
I was the. What day were you? Sunday?
Yeah, it was Sunday.
I was there Saturday. Congratulations, man.
thank you, man.
Awesome
Yeah.
job. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm still being active. And actually, my plan is there's a lot of grappling events happening, and I'm going to that time of career. I should have said that earlier too, but like the plan is like two things actually, guys. I could tell the truth. Number one, I know I'm a little bit old. I'm not done fighting now. Right now, I'm going through some stuff. I am not done. I'm still. If you look at me, I'm walking around 192. My wrestling heart rate is still 40 as we speak.
Wow.
I'm still in prime shape. I can still go. And after I finally finish MMA, I'm going to jiu-jitsu full time. And right now, I'm starting my jiu-jitsu path right now.
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is, hopefully, I want to get so good I can fight like Golden Ryan's and stuff like that.
No kidding. So Doomsday Defense Dojo.
Yes, sir.
.com.
Yes.
I'm gonna find all of your information, and I might ask you for some, and I'm gonna put it all in the description
Thank you.
of the video. That way, people can find out. Do you want me to put your email in there too?
Yeah, you can put the email, all that.
And your social media. You have
Yep.
social media.
Yep. So my
Facebook?
social media, John Doomsday Howard on Instagram, John Doomsday Howard on TikTok. I don't have a Twitter right now. I just kind of stay off of that platform right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Snapchat, if you actually want to get to know me personally, I respond to Snapchat faster. But yeah, John Doomsday Howard on TikTok and John Doomsday Howard on Instagram.
Alrighty, and I'll put all that in the description.
Awesome.
You guys want to plug anything?
Come by if you're ever in Pawtucket, or if you're looking to have high quality jiu-jitsu training. Come visit me at Team Santos. We train probably 3 times a day, at least 3 times a day most days of the week. So
I'll put that in the description as well. I'll
For
get
sure,
that
thanks.
information from you.
thank you.
Anything you want to add, Jay?
Oh, that was great. I'm 100% looking forward to that underground beginning of
yeah.
the
Me
Fight
too.
Games podcast. That would be awesome. You know what I mean?
Rock
yeah.
and roll.
You know, we'll get that guy's last name, the Drunken Master. No, I'm just
So-
go ask him to come.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, just let you know, when we talk about the story, I could tell you about how I lost my tooth and came back still want to fight.
I want to hear that. So this is part 1. There's going to be a part 2.
It was a great time. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah, this is
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you are a Cumberland Unfiltered listener, number one, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That really does help. It's at Cumberland Unfiltered. Everything that we put out is at Cumberland Unfiltered. It makes it easy. Any audio podcasts, YouTube, Rumble, all of them is at Cumberland Unfiltered. We really appreciate having Doomsday on with us, and this was a very special episode. And yeah, so if you enjoy this content, like, subscribe, share, comment, let us know what you think. That's a wrap.